Hello,
Hey strangers!
welcome back to Cruising Off Duty. It has been
Over a month?
over a
I
month
don't even know.
since we've done a video. We are just
Well,
like
6 weeks. We did it 6 weeks ago when this all started.
yeah.
So,
Well, back in February we did the original warning one,
yeah.
February 19th, 20th, 21, somewhere in there, where we said this coronavirus is coming. It's going to be serious.
Might mess with us and
It's
our
gonna-
plans.
Yes,
And it has.
and it was going to seriously affect the markets. And I go back and watch that. I timed it perfectly actually because we recorded that one day after the market was at all-time highs and it collapsed. Record quickest drop in all-time history. I think 36 or 38% market collapse. Gold went from 1400 where it was at the time up to now over 1700s. And I did say that gold and silver is what we
Go and get some.
go and get some. That's where we took a lot of our money out of the stock market and put. So we were right, but that's not really why we're here.
No, we have other news.
Yes. So if you've read the thumbnail and the title on the thumbnail, we found out that our sailing season in all likelihood
canceled. We got a newsletter from our marina, and ours is a city-operated marina, so they're not a profit. They're not for profit, and the city of Kingston has many other more serious priorities than operating their city marinas. So we got notified that they are not going to launch the boats at all this year, and the marinas themselves are closed until August 31st.
At the earliest.
So might as well say, they're not going to do any marina activity whatsoever all summer. So now what?
Yeah, now what?
We were expecting this. This is I
don't know if I expected the season to be canceled.
Totally canceled.
I thought it would be delayed.
Yeah.
Our original launch date was May 1st. That was the original plan. Before the coronavirus thing. That was when we were planned to be loaded in by a commercial crane. They load everybody in on the same day. Then we got an email saying we're moving it to June 1st, which by this point, the coronavirus was well known to everybody, and we were like, that makes sense, bump it back a month. Mm-hmm. And then Janice, about a week
last week
goes, we got another email from the city of Kingston Marina there. I'm like, let me guess, they're bumping it another month. And she said, no, they're canceling the season. I'm like, seriously, canceling the whole season? So
it is certainly it's a disappointment,
yes.
Obviously, but I mean, other people are suffering far greater disappointments, and that is nothing to cry about. We still feel very lucky. You cried, no.
I cried.
We feel very fortunate still, like we are not getting laid off for sure, and no one in our family has a hint of illness. We still have everything. We're very lucky.
Yeah, we feel sorry for
come up with alternate, activities.
Our lack of sailing is small peanuts compared to people that have lost their jobs. Yeah. We know a lot of people that have lost their jobs. Yeah. A lot of people are on unemployment right now, and I know the government's been good in the States and in Canada where we live about actually adding more money into the normal unemployment insurance so that people are making actually pretty good money to stay home. Some people are making more money staying home than they used to make when they worked. But that won't go on forever. The government has definitely at some point is going to realize they can't keep spending unlimited, and at some point they're going to rein in those extra perks they're giving people. So I feel sorry for anybody who's unemployed. I really feel sorry for business owners too.
Yes, I'm glad we don't own a business.
Yeah, the people who own restaurants, bars, whatever, they're just closed. I mean, it's got to be heartbreaking for them watching their life savings going down the drain. So don't take from this that we're complaining that
we don't want to come across as we're boo-hooing about that, because we certainly are not of the poor me mindset.
No,
we're just like, oh well. And we're also very lucky, as you all know, YouTube isn't our primary source of income. We don't rely on it for income at all. It's a fun thing for us. Yeah. Whereas other YouTubers right now are kind of
they live on it.
Yeah. Well, they they do rely on it as an income source, and some of them are locked away from their boats at the moment, etc.
Yeah.
Who
they
they
went home to visit family, and then this all happens.
Or something,
and their boat gets stuck in another country. Yeah.
So we're lucky. We just do this for fun mostly, and as a time capsule for ourselves. And if there's nothing interesting to post about, then we don't feel like, we need to do a video now
every week because we told everybody, or we've got patrons that expect it or something. And that's the other thing with patrons. I didn't want to put out anything unless there was something important. I don't want patrons to pay for a video that they don't feel has any value for them. And we did get that when we put out the first video. Yeah. Not from patrons. Of course, they love our channel, so they didn't say anything negative. But some of the viewers, when we were talking about this,
we don't subscribe for this.
Yeah, we don't subscribe to your channel. Here, doom and gloom. Stop putting all this stuff on your channel. So we kind of went, maybe they were the vocal minority, because we did get a lot of positive comments too. But we thought it was important to say at the time, beware, get prepared, go buy your food, stock up, yada, yada. And once we said it, we didn't think we needed to say it every week. So we stopped. we stopped posting.
Right.
And we were kind of out of season anywhere here in Canada. Winter was sort of ending, although it seemed like winter went on way longer than normal.
So cold.
It was cold in April, like freezing. There was snow coming down in April, and that was just weird. Usually we're working on our boat in April and launching May 1st, so it was kind of glad in a way that we weren't launching May 1st, because we would have never gotten our boat ready, because it was cold all the way through April.
And
raining or freezing or snowing or something. We couldn't have washed or waxed our boat or done any of the normal stuff we usually do. Anyways, long and short, so what do we do now? In fact, I'm stuck with my annual leave. The Ottawa Police, who I work for, they're so worried about everybody canceling their annual leave, and I guess because the government of Ontario is no longer giving as much money to the cities because of this financial crisis, the cities are now hard done by, and the cities pay the police, fire, ambulance, all that. So they've decided, we can't afford you guys canceling your annual leave, and in essence cashing it out at the end of the year. We're only allowed to transfer 1 week across. So their fear was we all cancel our annual leave because we're in the middle of this lockdown, and then they have to pay us for our annual leave. So they said, no, if you booked annual leave, you've got to keep it.
Yeah.
So I have from the end of June all the way through July booked off, because that was when we were going to sail around Lake Ontario.
Yeah, we were going to go to Toronto.
Visit some of those American cities we didn't visit in the past, like Rochester and stuff like that. And we're going to film it, and I'll bring it to you.
Not happening.
So I don't know what we're going to do.
Well, like I didn't have any leave booked, luckily, and I can book as I go. Where I work, they let us carry over a certain amount, where his doesn't. So I don't even have to care if I'll take more leave next summer.
That'd be great.
I'll take a couple of weeks, maybe during July, and we'll find some other activities to do. There's
kayaking.
We have kayaks that we don't use that much.
That are luckily not on our boat in Kingston.
Got the paddleboard.
Yeah. Is that here or that on the boat?
It's on the boat.
Oh, we're not allowed to go to our boat.
Well, we'll just
we'll sneak on.
Camping. I love camping. I know the campgrounds, the
campgrounds
Ontario
are closed, though.
Campgrounds and Canada campgrounds or Canadian parks are closed. But if they open, we can do that.
Yeah. And that was something we wanted to mention. There are mixed signals. I'm sure if you're an American, you're getting mixed signals too. You got your governors of some states that are saying we're opening. Other states are saying no way, we're opening. I think some of the states like Georgia that are opening, like I think already, or if not next week, are going to find that their rate of cases are going to spike again, because everybody tries to be as normal as possible and starts going to restaurants and bars and doing things again. The cases will just go back
because you become complacent. Like even myself, I've noticed I'm much more complacent. I was like so rigid with myself at first for the first few weeks of this, always wearing a mask whenever I went into a store, and now I've noticed I'm less conscious about it, and I keep forgetting the mask at home or in the car. And as more people become complacent or just tired of wearing a mask everywhere they go, people are just going to relax. Well,
especially if your government's telling you it's okay to go back to work. I mean, they're going to give you that mixed signal that it's fine, everything's good.
I think it will start to spread again.
Yeah, and also,
my opinion. No, not because I'm trying to be negative and doom and gloomy. I'm just realistic, okay?
But the other thing too, I've noticed from watching the stats is these hot countries. There was a lot of, when this first came out, a lot of people were like, "Oh, don't worry, when the summer comes and it's hot, this thing will die on its own." Not the case.
No.
For one thing, places like California, Florida, and the States obviously have a lot of cases, and it's warm there compared to here in Canada.
And middle,
Ecuador and all these countries that are literally right on the equator are getting just hammered with this virus, and they're obviously living with 85, 90 degree temperatures every day, and the virus is still spreading like wildfire in these countries. And you got to know that these poorer countries don't have the facilities or the money to be testing everybody. So whatever number they're broadcasting in the world is what they've got. It's probably 5-10 times that number. Because people aren't getting tested. And the more minor cases people, even here in Canada, probably don't go in and get tested.
No.
You got a little bit of a cough, a little bit of a fever, and you decide, well, I'll try and ride it out, and you do, and you ride it out a week later, you're fine. That never even gets captured. Nobody ever tested you. You never became a coronavirus statistic. So the numbers are much higher than what we're seeing, but it is what it is. So this whole summer is going to burn it off. Probably not true. No. Brazil's getting hammered with it, and a lot of these other countries. So they're hot climates, and they're getting it. So in huge numbers.
Yeah. So do what you can to protect yourself, your family, the people you care about, and your own personal financial situation, because the stock market has recovered and stuff, like not completely, but all the individual financial situations have not improved for the average American Canadian. People that got laid off are still laid off. Businesses that are this close to going out of business are going to still go out of business, and so it's going to be.
It's just a statistic that pops in my head when she says that is before all this, 90% of restaurants go out of business within the first 5 years after they, opened for the first time. So that's when things are good. 10% of the restaurants actually survive past 5 years. Now, those restaurants that we've all known and loved that have been around for a while, some of them behind closed doors, they were making a profit, but not making a huge profit. It's very thin margins in restaurants. So when they get told you can reopen, but you have to cut out half your seating to give more space between tables, because we've all been to those restaurants where you're practically elbow to elbow with the table next to you and you don't even know those people. That's not going to be the way it is in the future.
Yeah, things are going to be very different.
Yeah. And because of that, less seating means these restaurants have to work on even tighter profit margins because they won't have as many customers in at any given time. They may not even survive. So
like how this might affect our long-term plans, as you all know, like 4 years or so from now, we were supposed to leave all this behind and live on the boat and
it's less than 4 years now. It's amazing how fast it's coming up. It's like 3.5 years before I retire.
So we do foresee long-term financial impacts, and this will affect the way things turn out.
Yeah.
So for instance, a lot of the boat manufacturers, their margins are narrow as well. I expect there to be less boat manufacturers operational.
Unfortunately, some of the ones we love, that we've gotten to know the owners of these companies, even when I was down in South Africa, as you saw if you watched the previous episodes, I was down there taking factory tours. A lot of these family-run businesses were telling me off camera that there's very thin margins in the boating industry. So hope that everything goes well for them and they can get whatever financial aid they can get to keep going, because if you're told you can't produce, but you still have a factory that you're paying rent on, and your utilities are still.
And what are they doing with all those employees? They're either furloughed or they're continuing to pay them.
I'm sure they're trying to pay some of them to keep them on staff. Some of their better engineers and stuff to help design the boats. So
things are just going to be different, despite what the stock market says. The stock market, they look like we're almost we're only
almost back to all-time highs again. So
a lot of that is manipulated.
Well, a lot of it is and we'll use the U.S. for a prime example. The Federal Reserve pretty much comes out and says, doesn't matter what we spend, we're going to back you. We're just unlimited. Open up the pocketbook, just spend, and it's never ending. And that's keeping the stock market bolstered. Right.
But the personal financial situations of individuals and families, and that is not going to improve for a long time. They're going to be watching every dollar they spend for a long time from now. Yeah. Either this could hurt us or benefit us. Who knows?
For a boat purchase?
I don't want to hope for hardship on anyone else. So I'm not going to say, we'll get a really cheap boat then. Well, it's possible. Maybe 2 years from now, some of the boats we want, the people need that money more than they need their boat, and we could get a good deal.
Boats are, let's all call a spade a luxury item. Mm-hmm. Most people who own a boat also own a house. Unlike us, we're going to sell our house, sell everything we own, and our boat will be our house. So we'll do it anyway. Right. It's just a matter of whether we're going to benefit or be hurt by this big recession / depression.
The value of this house will go down as well, I assume. I think so, because we already had kind of a housing bubble in Canada and in Ottawa and some cities in Ottawa. So we certainly expect the purchasing, like the sell price of this house to be significantly lower, and we just hope that maybe in relation to the boat prices at that time, it's not way lower than the boat. We'll see.
Yeah, I doubt it will be.
No. So.
We go back to 2010 when we bought our Beneteau. We were at the tail end of that 2008-2009 recession, and in 2010 when we bought, housing prices in Florida when we were looking for boats down there were like everybody had their house on sale dirt cheap, because they're like every second place was on sale. So clearly too much supply of houses for sale. The prices had seriously plummeted, and then we looked around at the marinas and their boats were just being fire sale priced in 2010. And that was a year and a half probably after the depth of the 2008-2009 recession. So the same thing will probably happen this time. This recession / depression will go on for a while. Like, it's not going to, this V-shaped stock market thing is BS. It's not, we're not back to the good old times again. So this is going to get dragged out. There's going to be another downturn in the market, I'm almost sure of. This will go on for at least a year and a half, 2 years. The virus or vaccine will be a while before it's out. Yeah. And so what will happen is when finally the vaccine's out and everybody's starting to feel more optimistic, then we'll come out of this. But the boating prices will still stay low, because, like, as Janice alluded to, it's a luxury item for most people. And when you've come out of one of the worst recessions / depressions you've ever lived through, the last thing you do as soon as the glimmer of hope is there, everybody's back to normal, is run out and buy a $500,000 catamaran. Mm-hmm. So there's going to be all these boats that are on sale, and will probably benefit from those
People
lower
will
boat
have accrued
prices.
debt that they need to recover.
Yeah, a lot of debt
They'll have
built
to
up.
recover financially before they start even thinking about buying
Yeah, for sure.
a boat. So all we can do is hope that we don't diminish like our
our house doesn't fall further than the boats fall.
Yeah, during the time.
Which I doubt it will.
No.
But anyways.
But it might even delay our plans. Like, who knows? We'll see.
What else are we going to do with our time? We're tired. We're going to do something, right? So I'm pretty sure that our house will go down in value, but the boats will go down more in value as a percentage. And we'll just have to suck it up, buttercup.
And it's for the summer. Maybe we'll just try and do one video a month of the highlights of our summer. Like, we're going to do other activities that aren't boating. And if there's something worthy of posting, great. Just everybody's sitting at home and
with nothing better to do. So we'll post something. Who knows when? Yeah. We'll keep in touch. It might be once a month.
Yeah.
But we'll post only if there's something worth posting.
Yes.
So hopefully you all stay safe, stay healthy, and we wish you nothing but the best.
Yes.
And ciao for now.
Take care.
Bye.